Hi everyone, we're here in Hakan's office. We wanted to do an update, so I just wanted to first, establish that we had thought about putting it onto slides and all of that, but we realized that it would push us out until like Saturday, so we said, let's just do this very comfortably.
As it is.
Yeah, comfortably in the office.
That we do every day.
Yeah, so yesterday we spent a few hours just kind of going over everything. Obviously, this is a massive project. We have so much as a company that we built, and we did that for a reason, because we want to actually be the company that is unbeatable in the future, right?
Because, like we said at the very beginning, Micah, there's a shift. It's a time-consuming thing. There's a shift from fiat to crypto. Mm-hmm. And that shift is taking place. But the big shift from fiat to crypto hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't quite happened yet.
Yeah. It's about to happen. Why has it not happened yet? Because it's regulations, it's technology, it's companies getting geared up for that big shift.
Yeah.
And when it happens, then you're going to see, all of a sudden, you're going to see some competitors in front of you. And then, after that period of competitor elimination, there's going to be the remaining ones, the unicorns, that are going to be taking place of the new crypto world.
Right. From the outside, it can look like, oh, now they're doing this, now they're doing this, now they're doing that. Yes, we've done a few projects that we basically have abandoned a couple of them that for one reason or another, it wasn't the right timing for that. But most of the projects that we've been, and that we've launched and that we've initiated is all about this bigger strategy. Just like how Amazon had a strategy. They started with books. Now they do like everything. They have a movie channel, they have products, they have...
It's building an ecosystem. One feeds the other, and you need to fulfill the whole pieces of the puzzle to be able to become unique, to become unbeatable, and deliver everything you have projected from day one.
Right.
You need those tools.
So let's talk about what that is, so that everyone can understand, like, what is Miracle in today's world, and what is our strategy of being able to take, one of the biggest pieces of this market share, which is a obviously massive market.
So let's do this. We were discussing a couple of minutes ago. It takes time for people to understand, and it is more difficult to understand because you can't really touch it.
Yeah.
And if we were a real estate construction company, by now, with everything that we've built, the equivalent would be a small city, perhaps.
Yeah, thousands of apartments, all built.
And then people would have clicked easier.
Yes.
But believe me, a small city will not be able, or a small town will not be able to deliver what this will deliver that we've built.
Yeah.
It cannot.
And we've seen that. I mean, we see the internet companies that grew into multi-billion-dollar giants, but what are they? They're just code. They're computer code. So, but it's hard for the regular person to see that the computer code is there. So that's why we need to kind of go in and sort of explain to people what we have.
Well, yes and no. Yes, maybe today it's hard to see, but we're not years away now. We're actually in the biggest countdown in our entire project history.
Yes.
We're counting down. We're counting down for November.
Yeah.
And what do we have? What do we build? So.
And this is basically the most intense part of our journey.
So
it's been the last 3 years, I would
with
say.
every single other revenue around it, every company has a strategy, and every company wants to say, I'm going to be the best at this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 100 things, but one thing, I'm going to be the best. And nobody's going to beat me on that. So I want to put Miracle Pay right in the center. Okay? So Miracle Pay sits in the center, but if we start the journey, okay, and the journey starts, and here we built our exchange.
Maybe Julia, you can come closer so we can see the, or I can hold the camera. For a second.
Okay. So we built the exchange. Then we carried on and we built Leveler. And then we carried on and we built Miracle Pay Web 2. Now at that stage, we started building, but also gaining credibility. So I see this area of credibility, and I would say signing mega contracts. So this is very important because it goes back to understanding the small town or the big town. So, and it's called due diligence.
So it's almost like, here's an analogy. We built a building and then we signed a contract with Hilton.
Yes. So
we have the contract.
Without the building, you don't have a contract.
Right.
Right? Without the building, you may have a building, but Hilton won't sign a contract with you. It will be a no-name brand signing a contract with you. Right. For you to be able to sign with Hilton, you need to have the building, and you need to have a good building.
Right.
Right? So we carried on again, and we built Mintera. So Mintera, as everybody is experiencing now, where they were waiting daily payments from their nodes, it's now automatic. It's on the block. It's web-free. It gives full...
So this is the delivery of the NFTs.
It's the delivery of the
which
NFTs.
Which is tied to the nodes.
It's the delivery of the vesting. It's the claiming. It's the claiming of the nodes. It's the claiming of the vesting. And it's the claiming or distribution of any new products that we or maybe somebody that wants to use Mintera will have.
So it's automation on in a smart contract on the blockchain, Web3.
So let's go back here. So around here, we also brought out our own token, FinTech. Yeah? And with FinTech, we said it's going to go up to this price. Yeah? And at that point, as I explained before, with today's experience, with today's knowledge, we would have built Phoenix tokenomics different. Therefore, we had to compress. And what's happening today with Phoenix, if you notice, we're going up. We're being dumped a bit. We're going up again. We're being dumped a bit. But we have allocated $24 million from our Miracle Pay node into Phoenix. To date, we have only spent $2 million of this. So, as I said in previous calls as well, people are going to sell. And people are going to buy at a very cheap price. And we as a company will carry on buying. We still have an additional $22 million to put into Phoenix. When we put in the next 12 months and the next 6 months and our additional $8 to $10 million into Phoenix, my words that people relate to in the past will be realized and will be enjoyed. So that's something that I need.
So that's coming from Bellator.
Yeah.
And so we just came off of a record month with Bellator, and so each month we're pushing to increase our volume, and with an increased volume, then more money goes towards FinTech.
That's it.
But it's still, I mean, I would say don't expect FinTech to just go straight up. It will have volatility. So our low was 0.001. From there, we climbed up to 0.07, something like that. That's like 700%. It's unrealistic to stay that high when you go up. And then, you know, coming back down. But volatility is normal at the stage that we are now.
We will go up and come down another several times, and then we will start growing big. That's what's going to happen. So we built Mintera. On the 1st of September, we go live with Iterato, Cha-ching. Maybe, Micah, you want to say something about Cha-ching, if there's anything equivalent in the world to compete with it, to have the functions that a mobile app has.
Mm-hmm. I'll give the camera to Julia. So Cha-ching was basically based really on that AI is starting to become part of every company. And if you're not using AI on behalf of your departments like sales, support, then you're overspending on those items. And what I saw was that the network marketing industry is a very, very amazing space to put into the actual process of marketing and sales. Putting AI in the hands of someone who's never done it before basically makes them an expert.
Yeah.
So Cha-ching is going to turn every single person that you know into a network marketing expert, because they won't be doing the actual network marketing. The app will do the network marketing, and it's really people just opening up their contact list, their relationships to the app, and then let the app do the work.
Yeah.
If you double your business every day, so if you bring in 2 friends and they bring in 2 friends on the second day, within 33 days you have the entire planet on your team.
Yeah.
So we're looking at maximizing that effect, the duplication effect with Cha-ching.
Yeah.
So that launches September 1st.
Yeah.
And all of these, from understanding this, picture that this is a real estate company, and this is like massive buildings, because it takes that amount of work to build this technology.
Yeah. So we carry on. We get to the 1st of November. Okay, we go live with Miracle Wallet. We go live with Miracle Chain. We actually go live with Miracle Pay Web3. So what does this mean? This means that every single transaction we're doing with these big companies, the Ingenicos, the Pax, the other e-commerce giants that we've signed, some airlines that we're about to sign, all these customers, their transactions, you are seeing them. That gives transparency to you. So you actually know that what's paid for your nodes is transactions that are validated on the block you are a partner of. Right? That's what this means.
Yeah.
So at that point,
which is an incredible position to be in, to be, signed with these companies that have built a network of customers over the last 3 decades.
Yeah.
And we can put our product right in front of those millions of customers with just a signature.
Also, at that point, we have Mirix, which is the token of this chain. And I did explain before, but I would like to explain again, FinTech versus Mirix. FinTech is the center of everything we do. FinTech will be the gas fee of this chain. So every single transaction that goes through Miracle Pay, every single transaction that goes through this block is a gas fee. It's people buying FinTech. So remember the $24 million going into FinTech? Well, now we're talking about an additional 100 million plus going into FinTech. That's what that means. With the Miracle Pay transactions growth, right?
Got it, yeah.
Now, Mirix, with the Guardian nodes, they are the validation nodes on the chain. They are the tokens that represent those nodes. So, and we come with Mirix with a lot of experience. So, it's a phenomenal. Both are phenomenal tokens, and we will have, as we go along, we will have an additional token on its way. Mm-hmm. So again, I would like to say it is a big opportunity now to really buy Mirix, and we will be introducing a new structure, commission structure with Mirix, which goes live either today or tomorrow.
Okay.
At that point, Micah,
yeah.
In November, we start soft rollout
Of Miracle Pay.
of Miracle Pay.
Yeah.
Why soft?
Why
are we
soft?
Why are we not going
Like
all
full-
in? Why are
full
we not
forward.
going all in?
Yeah.
Because at the moment, apart from all this, we have started around here a big integration.
No, we had our own CRM, from what I remember initially.
We do have our own CRM. We still have our own CRM, but the CRM we're talking about is a CRM that HSBC uses, a CRM that Deutsche Bank uses.
So it did change to where initially we were going to move forward with our own CRM. Initially, right?
Yes.
What happened to change? Because this has to do with, because we had initially scheduled to start onboarding earlier in the year.
Because the size of the customers we were able to sign at the beginning.
Right. That we hadn't anticipated.
We did anticipate, that's why we went after them, but we didn't anticipate to close them that quick.
Got it.
Right? So now, having the need of something big to take that volume,
Yeah.
onboarding and processing, managing customers, multi-language, global customer service, all of that is being integrated as we speak.
So just to give that, so that you understand this. So we're planning on signing thousands of customers on a daily basis.
Hundreds of thousands.
Maybe, yeah, hundreds of thousands. Because we're put in front of millions, the software that you have to have for something like that becomes so much bigger than what we actually had. So that's when we were basically back in February, March, we said, well, with this type of a customer, we need to be ready. The onboarding has to be super smooth. Like when a merchant says, oh, I want to accept crypto, if they go to the site and they start having, small issues, you're going to lose a big percentage of a potential customer. So we said, it's better to do it right than to rush into it with the improper software, the improper onboarding process, if we make an onboarding process that is incredible, then the difference could be onboarding 5,000 or 500 customers a day rather than 50,000, 100,000 customers a day. With the proper infrastructure and with the size of these companies, we have to have the proper infrastructure, because when we turn that on, it has to flow, and that's where the millions come from.
Yeah. So we carried on, we're carrying on, and when we get to the 1st of December, now we have binary on the block. So on the 1st of December, we get to binary on the block. Mm-hmm. That's the first network marketing binary unilevel software to be brought to Web3.
Okay.
Okay. At that point, Miracle Pay growth starts. We're on the block, we're Miracle Pay growth, and now we also have a white label solution. That's a white label solution for any network marketing company or any other company. What does it contain? This white label solution, Micah, contains tokenization.
So you're describing basically a product now that can be sold.
It contains Mintera. It contains Iterato, chain, wallet, and guess what? All this white label, even if we're giving them their tokenization, the gas fee is still free.
Yeah.
And the nodes of that chain, of that white label, is still the Mirix Guardian nodes. Okay?
Yeah.
So
the reason we did this particular product was we're building it for ourselves, because when you put the compensation plan into a smart contract, it becomes trustless. So when the money goes in, immediately everybody who's supposed to get paid right that second, and it shows on the block. So there's nothing hidden, and it creates a much smoother and a program where the networkers they can see, and it's trustless, so it happens instantly.
So that means on the 1st of December, binary on the block means instant, automatic, traceable commission.
Right.
So then we carry on, and come January, we are now doing big rollouts.
Yeah. So I have the schedule here that we...
So can we go on to... So
yeah,
I just want to say something before we go into the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, we haven't got a small town or a big city, but this is what we've built.
Yeah. And let's also circle back to Leveler, so everybody
So
knows
Leveler
our
is
plan.
there, and Leveler we're building, at the moment we're building it on 3 more chains so we can accelerate its growth.
Yeah.
Okay?
In a bit, we're going to give you the really our what's going to set us apart from every other crypto payment gateway. Like Ingenico has one that has gotten started with them, and within a few short weeks, they have over 20,000 merchants already. But when we get started,
those merchants will come to us as well.
Those merchants will come to us. We will explain
they will have to come to us. But this technology, I want you to really understand and digest this and really appreciate what you're part of, you wouldn't be able to, nobody would be able to build this less than 3 years. And the value of that technology is 50, 60 million plus to build. Okay? Now, I want to carry on with the roadmap. So we're at March now, Micah. We're at March. And at March...
Let's do a real quick reset here. Okay.
So
roadmap time.
Roadmap.
So this is what?
Rollout plan.
Rollout plan. Okay.
So at March, so at February, we are anticipating to have a minimum of 10K customers, merchants.
I had December 2,500, January 5,000, February 10,000,
and March 20,000. So what does 20,000 mean? When you obtain your first merchants, it is the merchants that are very used to crypto. Their customers want to use crypto. They're more crypto-friendly merchants. They're already in the shift from fiat to crypto. So let's do a math. 20K customers doing 4 transactions a day. A day at $150 ticket size.
Yep.
At 2% commission, which is our income.
Like some tickets are going to be
1,500.
Well, some tickets are going to be 30,000
because it's going to be a
car
car
buying a wedding ring or someone buying a car, and then there's going to be some that are $100. So
that math will give us, Micah, $240,000 per day.
Okay.
Okay? Now hear me out. The growth from here is not this. It's not that. The growth from here is this. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. And you can assume that growth, what that number turns into on a daily basis. Okay? That's how powerful this is. And I'll tell you why it will grow. And I'll tell you why we will take others, customers as well. Because when we get to April, and I want everybody to really, really understand this bit. If you've been checking my background with ATMs and POS, you would also know that my background comes from data analytics and scoring. We are in the process, although we haven't put it here yet, our teams, we are building the first Web 2, and when I say Web 2, it means traditional data. What's traditional data? The credit bureau data, the Experience, the Equifax, the TransUnions out there. That credit bureau data is Web 2. So credit bureau. Plus Web 3. And what is Web 3? It's a wallet. It's the history of the wallet. It's the volume of the wallet. Blending these two worlds and creating the first blended consumer score. So
this is, when you're doing anything financial, you buy a car, you get a credit card, the place that you're going to get that financing is checking your data in here, in the Web 2 world. They have no way of checking anything else right now. So there is other information that is valuable to these companies, but there's no one providing that information. So we're on our way.
We've also, without declaring the name, we've also onboarded one of the world's most famous scoring executives as a shareholder of our scoring company. At April, we will have the world's first Web 2, Web 3 score. This score will be the NFT, the new passport for consumers ongoing. Their financial life will be based on this NFT passport, this rewritable NFT, and it will be represented by our score token, which will be announced in April, and the gas fee will be FinTech again.
And again, this is because one of the biggest feedbacks we get, Hakan, is, oh, now they're doing this, now they're doing something new, now they're doing this. So we're going to talk about how all of this actually comes together, which is a key to being the chosen crypto payment gateway, and to so that no one else can come into that space. That's what we're building.
So now we've built Miracle Pay. We have Miracle Pay on our own block. Transparency. Mm-hmm. We have FinTech as the gas fee. Mm-hmm. We now have a score token, again FinTech gas fee, but what does the score token and the score give us? It allows us to give credit on Miracle Pay. Now, we can find competitors that will accept crypto.
Yeah, crypto payment gateway it's not a
it's not something that others can't build.
Yeah.
But what others can't build is a system where you've got giant customers, you've got your own blockchain, and you can actually validate the risk of the consumer and give credit. When we do that, it's game over. The best company out there will take them 5 years to build what we've built. This is what we're trying to show you. Everything was built for a reason. Everything is being built for a reason. Everything is being built to become the unstoppable company. It's not delay, it's strategy. It's not delay, it's actually success. So that's where we are with our rollout of Miracle Pay. I want to say something about bonds.
Yeah, but let me wrap this up, just because I think people need to understand. So if I'm going to one of the biggest websites in the world to buy a product, I can use Visa, MasterCard, wherever I'm at. Maybe I can use PayPal, maybe I can use Apple Pay, and then I can use crypto. Now, if I have crypto, then that's a great service, and I might use crypto. But when I come to the point of sale, and I'm looking at this, bag that I want, and the bag is $2,000, and I need it, and I don't have the money, if I have an option at that point to be able to buy that bag by doing it on payments, then it's a product that I need, and that would be the reason why I'm doing a crypto transaction, because that product will be in crypto. So
correct.
I quickly fill out a form, it checks my credit right away, I get the tokens that I need, I buy the bag, and now that website was able to sell a product only because we had that service available to the consumer at the point of sale, which is where our crypto payment gateway service is not just the transaction, it's the funding and it's the score that we're building. In that environment, we become unbeatable, because for someone to try to copy something like that, like Hakan said, it's 3 or more years, if ever, that they can actually compete with us. That's the whole game here, is to actually be so good that we take a lion's share of the market in the world.
One thing that needs to be added there is that the Miracle Pay with the score actually becomes the catalyst of that shift from fiat to crypto. Why? Going back to your example, the woman that went to get the bag, she didn't even know crypto existed.
Right.
She didn't know what crypto was, how it works. Right. But the merchant said to her, if you want to buy this bag, I have an option. she, because of the bag and because of the option, now has met with crypto.
Right. And then they end up on our exchange.
So,
they end up
and
on
that's
our,
the shift.
Yeah.
Being the catalyst of that shift from fiat to crypto is what this Score Engine Miracle Pay own block actually brings together.
Yeah. And the site that we have, the merchant site we have a contract with, they do $400 billion a year in transactions. So just being there puts us in front of millions and millions and millions of people
Customers
on,
like
on
that.
a daily basis that's being said, hey, here, you can do this on a payment plan, and then that's us. That is the biggest game changer, and that's how we will dominate. And that's why, you know, these things are being built. It's not us changing direction, it's us putting together a service that nobody can beat.
Okay.
So let's... okay. All right.
Okay, so one thing I would like to explain about bonds, but I would like to explain it in a way so people recall where Miracle Pay stands as well.
Right.
So Miracle Pay, as a revenue, 20% is allocated to the code node, right?
Yeah.
And 30% is allocated to Miracle Pay node.
Sliding scale.
It's a sliding scale, up to 30%, but it's a
It probably averages around 20 or 15 or something like that.
average 20, 15, where this is a fixed 20%.
Yeah.
So the remaining percentage, depending on this average, is company.
Yeah.
Now, with the bonds, it's been very difficult creating the DCF because we never stopped. If you recall, we based our first DCF on 5-6 countries only. From that day, the business plan that we wrote for the reverse merger has probably changed 10 times. Why? Because we've gone and we've got big customers. Why? Because now we can have global presence. So the DCF that we calculated and the business plan that we created through the reverse merger is much smaller than what it is today. So at one point we had to say, let's turn this into a global business plan, a global DCF, and complete reverse merger. Because why? We want to make the best reverse merger that we can, which will enable us to bring additional millions very fast if we need to. Okay? But however, this remaining company, which includes the bonds, we've now completed all that task that I just mentioned, and at November, and with no delays, the bonds are being given.
What do you mean no delays?
There won't be, we will not extend the time. It's clear, we know that by the end of mid-November, the end of November, the bonds will be given because we've now finished that business plan, finished that.
Okay. I'm putting it into the space that, you know, there are things that do happen that have delayed us in the past. There is always that possibility that could happen, but the trajectory we've been on is that all the sales that are coming in from Bellator has gone into investing into that. We get to that place that when we turn that switch and we start taking Miracle Pay customers in, that's when everything changes that day.
But this bit is very important because I want everybody out there to understand the way we see the community and our connection. If you recall, with Phoenix, the 5-cent buyers, we gave them their difference in mirrors. And they still have the Phoenix. So with the bond owners, okay, although they've waited, although their calculations will be backdated, their shareholding in the company was only UK, France, Benelux, Germany, Spain, Italy, right?
Yeah. So the value of what they had was only in these countries and very limited to those countries.
That's our promise. We could have calculated this and created the bonds this way. Yeah. But you know what we're doing? You know the way we're doing it? At the moment, with our global contracts, we actually are going after 100 countries, 150 countries. So what are we doing? We're not treating it different. All these bonds are going into, rather than going here, it's not going there, it's going here. It's going into the remaining of all this miracle pay. There is not one country in the world that will do this.
Company in the world, yeah.
They won't do it. It's impossible.
Yeah. So everyone, you know, if you look at your UKs and your France and your Benelux and Germany and all that, that was isolated to the transactions that were happening in those countries. Now it's everything. So it's every country in the world, every product we have.
Everything.
The whole company is now held by these. And my estimate is that probably 30 to 35% of the company is owned by those people who got involved in those digital assets back in the day.
Correct.
Yeah. So the picture has grown a lot. What people may not understand, because you know we do go and we get a credit card or we buy a car and we get our credit check. We don't think what's happening there. But anytime that happens, there's a company that provides the data and they sell that data. So like for instance, there's 1.5 billion instances in just Turkey alone on needing that data. That's 1.5 billion that someone in Turkey is getting, you know, their credit check.
That's just a country with an 80 million population.
Right.
It's a country with 80 million population doing 1.6 billion. So we didn't talk about that. We just said, we talked about the score company and the scoring helping us being able to give credit. However, what we didn't talk about that you mentioned, what is the actual scoring company able to bring into the company? So, going with your example, 80 million population equals 1.6 billion transactions at 50 cents is 800 million, right? How many 80 million countries are there?
100 plus.
So that's what's going to be going into the company. And it's not only Miracle Pay, it's Miracle Pay and it's the score. It's all of that we're bringing. We're not separating the opportunities we come up with. We're not separating them from the company. No. We're not building other holdings.
So then when we go into that phase of going into the reverse merger, then all that value will, over the next, months or a couple of years, build into the bonds and into the shares that everybody owns. And, when you have something unique like this is someone who's going to buy a car and then live in Dallas, so they go to the lot, they want to buy the car, and they say, hey, I need to finance it. Okay. By the way, do you have any crypto assets? Yes, I actually do. Okay, so fill this out too and give us permission. Then that data comes from us.
And as that's happening, as you recall, it's an NFT.
Right.
It needs gas fee. And the gas fee of this NFT is also going to be FinTech on our chain.
So this is, just so everybody can understand, this is the future of how finance will go. You know, I mean, today I think Bitcoin's 124,000. Ethereum is pushing 5,000 now. So it's like all of this it's happening right now in front of our eyes, and we're building all of this, and we're doing an incredible job taking the Bellator sales revenue into building more infrastructure to give everybody more value. Yes, it takes a while because we're looking at the world changing in front of our eyes. But once we turn that on, which is, we're going to start that in October.
Yeah.
So in October, we start taking customers on Miracle Pay. Now, all of a sudden, there's this revenue that starts to happen. And then November, December, and then before you know it, that strength, that money that's coming in, flows into FinTech. That's really when we're going to see our coins, Mirix and FinTech, really have that strength, so that we know, okay, this is it. You know, now it's moving up, and that's really what you should set your mind on, is getting to that point. So from now until then, there's about 3 months.
Yeah.
So in these 3 months, it's going to be a little bit topsy-turvy. It's going to be a little bit all over the place, because we're still pushing and building and getting ready for the big launch. You know, it's like the rocket's being moved to the starting platform.
Yes, it's complete countdown, mega countdown.
Yeah. So while it's going its way to the platform, don't think that the rocket's flying yet. It's not flying yet, but it will very soon. When it hits that platform and we turn it on, that's when this company and this business will show you what this is all about. And that is the key to this.
And we may, like you said, we were discussing in today's board meeting, we may change at the end of that.
Yeah, during that time, we're looking at, you know, the nodes and everything that we're doing up until that point. We've had a really in-depth meeting about, you know, the nodes, the price of the nodes, and what we're going to do up until that point. So we'll come out with an update on that. But yeah, this is what we're all building for. This is what we're pushing for. You know, trust me, when this thing turns on, it's like we have all these buildings built, and when we're saying, hey,
and we've got